Hello world, it is Monday, July 11th, 2022, and looking out the window at Defiance, it's a beautiful sunny morning. Relatively cool this morning, but I believe it's supposed to be around 90, so it's going to be hot, and I think it's going to stay that way for most of this week. The devotion for today is entitled Treasures in the Darkness, and it's written by Vicki Kemper. Vicki bases the devotion upon Isaiah 45, verse 3, New Revised Standard Version. I will give you the treasures of darkness and riches hidden in secret places, so that you know that it is I, the Lord, the God of Israel, who call you by name. And Vicki writes, when Advent last rolled around, that lovely season steeped in metaphors of darkness and light, I told my mostly white congregation I wouldn't be using the term darkness. Convinced by biblical scholar Wilda C. Gaffney and other black thinkers of the serious harm caused by white supremacy's conflation of dark with things negative, I wanted to find ways of speaking the good news of liberation that didn't reinforce the unjust diminishment of others. I also wanted to reject false binaries, to acknowledge that most things are more complex than our reptilian brains would have us believe. But throwing out a common term can create more false binaries, as well as deny the realities of lived experience. So I attended also to the wisdom of writer Cole Arthur Riley, creator of Black Liturgies, as she encouraged people of color to both grieve their racism-related suffering and mine it for the strength, clarity, and other gifts it has given them. And then I went to Iceland. There is no darkness in that particularly beautiful place this time of year. The sun, quote-unquote, sets around midnight and, quote-unquote, rises some 3 hours later. When I returned home, I stepped into the deep darkness of my backyard. A multitude of stars, which I hadn't seen for weeks, twinkled their greeting in the night sky. Fireflies, those frisky signs of hope on wings, blinked out a joyful dance. And I wept with joy, newly aware of all I miss when there is no darkness. And the prayer. For all the ways I speak and act that compound others' hurt, forgive me and change me. To all the treasures of darkness, open my eyes and heart. Amen. Well, a couple of things this devotion made me think of is one, being aware of our language and how it may impact others and how others may interpret it. And we may not interpret it that way because it's not been our experience, but just being aware and trying to watch our language and change the way we speak and refer to things can have an impact on other people's lives. And the other is just being aware of our surroundings, being in the moment. During the day, it's a beautiful sunny day today, just enjoying the visual and sensual impact of the beautiful day, but the same at night. It's incredible, especially if you've ever been, it reminds me of going up into northern Michigan, far from any ambient lights. There was one time I was up there and there was no full moon. The moon was dark, and there were no clouds in the skies, and you could see the Milky Way, and it was just an incredible sight. And it's always there. You just can't always see it, especially in the city with so much ambient light. So enjoying and appreciating what each part of each day brings to you, and just being aware, opening your mind up to what's out there. I hope you have a good day, and I hope to have a time to talk to you again tomorrow.